Okay, I got my mask on again. Why? I was just inspired to put it on to see what would happen. And the reason that I want to talk is about people who are feeling demoralized on the planet because they want to make things better. And it's a very hard job. It's a very hard job. And these people need to be encouraged because they are doing something so important. And they're demoralized because no one is saying thank you. No one is saying, in fact, what they're doing is they're ignoring you, they are ridiculing you, they are belittling you, and they aren't going along with you. Why the mask? Because behind the mask, there's me. And I'm one of those kind of people, but I really, really, really want to tell all of you who are working hard for major, massive, revolutionary change on the planet how much I love you. You are truly brave, beautiful souls. And you're swimming across the current, against the current. How did I say across the current? Well, I did a tarot card reading, I don't know, maybe it was a couple of years ago with my associate. And the card we drew was of a river. And you could see both sides of the river, and we were looking to figure out where we were, and we were on one side of the river. And across the river from us was a house. In the river were a bunch of little wooden boats. And it looked like the boats had like lanterns on them. And the boats were going down the river. And my associate and I looked at this tarot card, and the way we interpreted it was, our job is not to follow the crowd, because the crowd are in these boats going down the river with the current. Our job is to get across the river and get to that house. It's the safe house. So what we had to remember was, despite the fact that so many boats were in this river and they were all lit up, we don't want to get in a boat and follow this crowd, follow the herd. Nope, don't do that, don't do that. So that's what we said the tarot card was about us crossing the great stream to get to the other side. Like the chicken when they cross the road to get to the other side. But we don't want to follow the crowd because we already know the crowd is brainwashed and stupid and controlled. And what's at the safe house? Well, it was just the next step on our journey. We just looked at the map, and this is the map of the terrain. This is where all the people are going, and we're not going with them. We are going across the river to the safe house, and then once we get there, we'll draw another tarot card and figure out, where we go from there. Why a tarot card? Because we're allowing for, Bear says free expression. Okay, what does it mean? What does it mean, free expression? In other words, we are going to allow, he says, randomness to get into our life so we are not. Remember that movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray? He was a weathercaster, and every day he woke up and it was the same day over and over again. And we see the zombies doing that same job over and over again, the same thing over and over again. We don't want to do that. So by turning a tarot card, we are going to get something new all the time. A long time ago, someone I knew, when I was pretty much a zombie, programmed by all kinds of schooling, could be a businessman. My friend was a free spirit, and he looked at me. I don't remember exact words. It must have been 30 years ago anyway. And he said, I'm going off to the Far East. He didn't say, are you coming? He said, I'm going to go find my fame and fortune in the Far East. He looked at me, and he knew I had a sales job. He said, a year from now, you're going to be still doing this sales job. But in a year from now, I will have had a year of freedom. That's all he said. Was it true? It was true. It was true. But I was so brainwashed. I can't go anywhere. I've just got this new sales job, and, I got to put some money away, and I got to put money away for my retirement, and I got to put money away because I got to buy a house. This is the way our school system sets us up to fail. It took me a long time to let go of the brainwashing. A lot of years wasted. But, I'm much different than I was when I was 24 years old. But this fellow, one of the things he said is that another friend of mine plays a game called the coin game. How does the coin game work? Every time a decision comes up, it's heads or tails. Am I going on this plane? Heads, or am I not? Tails. Flip the coin. Every decision. Am I having super sandwich? Flip the coin. Totally allowing randomness into his life. In fact, so much randomness, God only knows where you would go with that. Which is the exact opposite of programmed sheep that our overall society tells us to be. DJ Bear keeps whispering in my ear that he's still here. Okay, so getting back to all of you wonderful people that are working so hard to bring major change onto the planet. I know what I was like when I was 24, and I had 2 university degrees. Was the job that I was doing, I didn't even like it from the first week. The first week I already had some incidents with my boss and the company where I already was saying, I don't like this job. I don't like this job. I don't like this company I'm working for. I don't like my bosses. This was a mistake. But what happened? Well, I was 24. My parents kept saying, you can't quit a job. Because I kept saying, this is not going very well, Mom. Dad, I'm not liking this job. And they kept saying, you got to stick with it. You can't quit a job. It took you a long time to find this job. It did. It took me a long time after I graduated to even find someone to offer me a job. That's the shitty part of it all. What else are you going to do if you don't take this job? So, logic dictated, I'm going to stay at this shitty job that I hate. And it got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And my friends used to know because I would tell them all those things that would go on. And I just said, I know, I hate this job. I hate this job. I hate everything about it. And then the next week I would go back. And then what happened? Well, after 3 years of that job, I no, I didn't really remember this guy that was going off to the Far East, but I kind of got the feeling like the city that I grew up in, I was stale and I needed to change. So I loaded up my little pickup truck and I drove out west. Go west, young man. I went west. Then I ended up in a resort town, and instead of using my university degrees, I ended up working the front desk clerk in a hotel where rich people would come and stay. I did that for 3 years. Why did I bother going to school all this time? I kept thinking, like, it didn't do me any good. I'm not banking any cash. I can't afford anything in this town. So after 3 years there, I said, I gotta go. So then I moved to the big city. And lo and behold, there were no jobs, even though I had 2 university degrees and experience doing sales job. And, the front desk job led to a management job, very minor management, supervision. It wasn't management really, it was supervision. But, when I got to the big city, I could get a job. Then what happened? So then I thought, well, what else can I do? I'm going to go back and take a course. So I took a computer course, and lo and behold, it took a long time after I graduated from that to be offered a job. And the job was once again like the hotel front desk clerk, barely above minimum wage, doing computer tech support. I did that job for, I don't know, maybe another 3 years. It's the novelist Christopher Isherwood, and I just want to break in here to tell you that, oh, damn it. Yeah, my name is Ludwig of Bavaria, and sometimes I talk a little bit about them. I can't talk. Okay, this is First Aid Station, and for all of you out there that are working very hard for a revolutionary change, the first aid lesson for you today is you're not the crazy ones. You already know that. You might appear crazy to all the other people. If you're out there and you think that there's crazy people out there that are trying to change things, they're not crazy. You're crazy for not joining them. Kermit the Frog wants to remind you it ain't easy being green, and it ain't easy being someone who is working very hard at changing the world and doing all kinds of internal work, and some people might call it spiritual work. Nevertheless, Kermit is on your side, and Kermit is cheering you on. Keep going, keep going. Here's my hat. Never give up. Never give up. Yeah, and it's Ludwig, and I say, good for you. I wish I could say something more for you, but, good for you. I'm a stoner. I don't know. The stoner just want to say, keep going, dude. This guy's from Brazil, South America. I can't speak Portuguese, but I don't know what the Portuguese would say. Keep going. There's people like us in these foreign lands. Keep going. There's a lot of people in the globe. Maybe only a few in your town, but worldwide, there's a lot of us, and there's more and more all the time. Keep going. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Cactus people.